What's going on, beautiful people? Are we live? Yeah, we are live. What's going on, beautiful people? Mo Schefter here. J Ham in the building. Views and Views. Well, it is Thursday night, so not quite Views and Views just yet. But we do got a great show for y'all. We got a big announcement for y'all tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Vic Jr. is about to join us on this here program. I'm about to share the link on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on the Instagram. I hope y'all in the comments already. We are not teasers, no fine prints. We truly got something to give away to y'all, to our most loyal subscribers, and even if you're a new subscriber. But the most important thing, you got to be a subscriber. So spread the word, because I can promise you, you don't want to miss out on just winning this giveaway, baby. J Ham, talk to the people. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling super tight, and it got me something to eat. I broken my early bedtime rule because I got an early start in the morning on an unusual Friday when I would normally have off. But it's like, okay, we got unbeaten Arizona hosting 6-1 Green Bay. Yeah, I take a little nap, hang out for a little while. Maybe try to filter in a little basketball through there. Y'all know I'm a basketball guy. So on Thursday nights, especially since the strength of the NFL on Thursday nights, regardless of how garbage the game is, it's removed the NBA from the Thursday night NBA schedule till January. So here I am on Hill activity. Vic, what's good, my guy?
What's going on, fellas, man? Just getting home right now. Had a family dinner. It was my uncle's birthday and stuff like that. So just running in, joining you guys. Nice to see the new energy that we have. I heard there's some big news that I'm pretty sure Mo will elaborate more here in the future. I'm excited, man, because little by little we're growing this culture, growing the network, and just thanks for the support for those who are there for us every single time. Um, so Mo, yeah, I don't. You're muted, bro.
So there's a lot
I
of
don't know.
metaphors and analogies we could go with here, Vic, but I happen to come from a family of farmers. You happen to come from a family of gardeners, and Jay, well, Jay's just a baker. So we understand one thing. We understand patience, and we understand what is vital to growth and what is not. And I think if you apply to those two basic fundamentals in life, you will be okay. Wouldn't you agree, my brother Victor Jr.?
Sure, man. Without growth, without maturity, just
Yes.
trying to get my professionalism in.
Yes.
It's been questioned lately, but we're getting there.
Bruh. Listen, I'm gonna focus on the positives, okay? All right, I'm gonna just
sir.
focus on the positives. If you want to know how I feel today, turn on Certified Lover Boy, go on Love All, listen to Jay-Z's verse, even though it ain't my favorite, and then go to Donda, put on Jail, listen to Jay-Z's verse. That's how I'm feeling. And then and then also God Breathe. God Breathe.
Yeah, out of
God
all
Breathe.
the songs in that album, you got to talk about Jay's, because that album was
phenomenal.
Was
I just
amazing.
Said, God Breathe. God Breathe is like that's my morning song now. Every day. Bro. That's my song every morning. What y'all had for dinner, Vic? You don't mind me asking?
So my brother and my father, they got the construction business going on now. Amongst the many things that our family's versatile at.
Yes.
But one of their clients owns a really authentic Italian restaurant here in downtown Hartford. So we were there, had some good food with the people. Apparently the 91-year-old grandmother of the family is the one that has the recipes for this restaurant. So it's somewhere that my brother likes to go. He even has access to the kitchen himself. He just walks in there, takes the plates in there for them. So it's like a little family thing when we go there for sure.
Very nice. So I got a couple things that I can go with here. A couple things that I kind of want to talk about. Where I want to start, and I'm sure Jay's gonna have a lot to say on this subject. Jay don't even know what I'm going to talk about, but Mike Tomlin was asked a question earlier this week, And I see Jay's already laughing. Jay's already. I ain't even asked the question yet, Jay.
Because I mean, I already know what his answer was. I'm waiting on your question though. Let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna set you up. I'm gonna set you up with it. So Mike Tomlin, as we know, is a very meticulous human being. We can be as critical as we want to be of what he does Sunday to Sunday. At the end of the day, there isn't any of us that could sit down and tell and be critical of Mike Tomlin in life, period. Like that man has a Super Bowl ring. He is the head coach of probably the cornerstone franchise of the NFL, along with, the Dallas Cowboys, the 49ers. Pittsburgh just has a different, we see it in the Hall of Fame every year. Like Pittsburgh, the Steelers just have a different, it's just different. And Mike Tomlin, as he so eloquently stated and emphatically stated, he has one of, if not one of the best professional jobs in all of sports, probably in the entire world, at least from our perspective on that nature. True. And he said, again, I don't think anything he said was by mistake. I think he chose his words very carefully. And Jay, I'm going to toss it to you with these two things that I took the biggest out of it as to the reason why I loved his response. Number one, there isn't a booster who could write a big enough blank check. All right. That's a bar. That is very, very well stated. It was planned. He said it the way he wanted to say it. And then the second one is Andy Reid getting these questions? Is Sean Payton getting these questions? He didn't say Bill Belichick. He didn't mention Bill. He mentioned the two guys that he knows. He knows. Hey man, if y'all gonna ask me these disrespectful and condescending insinuations, go ask them that as well. Why you coming at me? So go ahead, Jay.
The interesting part about it, in some cases, you have the rare occasion where the collegiate job is a more high profile and better job than the NFL job. You have those on a case-by-case basis. Now, this ain't one of them. This Pittsburgh situation currently versus the University of Southern California. No, not now. Even looking back, going back at it in retrospect, when the last time when USC was hot, who was the head coach?
Pete Carroll.
An NFL coach. And he left that position to take pretty much the same position in the NFL with the power. Because he pretty much like the general manager when he went up there as well, right? Head coach, GM. He had all of that personnel control, basically. And that's basically what he had at college. But when the water got hot down in LA, he can make this move going up to Seattle, and it's at the level where he wasn't successful in two prior jobs, but he didn't have the control with the two prior jobs. What was it with the Jets and the Patriots? He had those, right? He didn't have the control that he had at USC ultimately, because when you're a college coach, you're pretty much the GM, everything, that you would be encompassing within a professional setting. And then in the NFL, he became that, built a Super Bowl winner within, a 5-year block.
Right.
In this particular current state with the University of Southern California, it ain't worth Mike Tomlin to leave where he's at, where, like you said, one of the cornerstone head coaching jobs in the history of professional sports. He's one of 3 in that organization.
Yup.
Leave for what?
I thought it was 4, but
3. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Simple.
One of 3 in that long-standing organization that they've been along. They've been around. And they've only had 3. They all had success. They've all won on the big stage.
All of them.
This is why that blank check ain't enough. From the any boo, and we talking USC boosters.
Yeah.
They got those kind, so ask Reggie Bush, ask whoever else was involved with that. And which I believe that's a whole nother story, give Reggie back his Heisman. But that USC situation is just so ugly right now, man. It's like, I don't blame them for reaching out to Mike, but don't do that.
You know,
Don't do that. I don't even know which way they can go.
And not and the
Go
way
ahead.
the way y'all you know putting it together right now, Ham, especially you being the historian and stuff like that. And I don't want to make it a color thing, you know what I mean? But like, am I reaching when I say like that is one of the most impressive things for a black man to have the third job in a French and like an establishment's history? Like that's like the way you present it to me right now, and I'm like, damn, like he's the third coach in this franchise, and he's a black man. Like, damn, like that's I mean that's massive. That's massive for the minorities and the African Americans, bro.
And check it, and for him to get to that reach to that top level of success, it didn't take long. He won there in like what 3 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons. It's his second season, I think.
With
When he
Pittsburgh,
won one, so right.
second
I think he
season.
was in year. Yeah, he won in year 2, right? So it's like, okay, he wrote him a ticket to extend himself out without getting, under fire, being on the hot seat because he went back to another Super Bowl a couple of years after that. He's had the teams, he's had the base and the talent and whatnot, even when stuff fell apart. And we watched it, we even going through with losing 26, losing 84 in the fashion that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he still was able to hold that piece together. And even now, you know what I'm saying, it's not ideal. It's time for a new quarterback in Pittsburgh, among other things. He's still holding that piece together.
Yeah.
And I feel it. But I do agree, Vic, it does have a racial undertone in my opinion.
100%.
Oh,
100% it does. 100% it does. Shout out to everybody in the comments. First of all, obviously, the first lady is always representing in the comment section. Shout out to you, Miss Tanya. But Tonray says anyone who takes a USC job is smart, the money, the pedigree, and all that. Plus the Pac-12 is pretty much Oregon. Then everywhere else taking turns. Tanya said it wouldn't be smart for Tomlin. And that is exactly the response that I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like
when you used to filet mignon, it's kind of hard to go back to hamburger helper. This applies right here. Good, Vic.
Right now, it just feels like he would have a lot more work ahead of him, to try to get that program, started. Right. And I mean, some people will be up for the challenge, but like I said, like this is an established, sports franchise right here.
Right. Here's the thing, and this is no fault of Mike Tomlin. I don't think kids are ready for Mike Tomlin. Like, I don't think an 18-year-old is ready to walk in there and deal with a Mike Tomlin. I just don't think. The intensity that man, when he watches you,
you got it's like Big Boy said on ATL. It's that grown man business.
Yes, right.
When you deal with Mike Tomlin, it's grown man business.
And think about it, would a 17 or 18-year-old understand who's sitting in front of him right now?
Not even understand. Would he be able to comprehend what exactly his philosophy? And again, it's not a shot on Mike, because I think Coach Tomlin can reach to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
He's a true leader of men.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the young fellow would have to grow up fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much fit into that.
And again, I do think there is some sort of racial undertone in this, because he very clearly said it. You're not asking Andy Reid. You're not asking Sean Payton. And there is no guarantee that Sean Payton is in a better position for the future leading the Saints that Mike Tomlin is. There really isn't. How do we know what Andy Reid is going to do when he's got to ultimately, sooner rather than later, reconstruct this roster to continue to be competitive while he has Patrick Mahomes? So, I mean, it's very easy to look at it right now and just say things, you know what I mean? But we can't ever lose track of the bigger picture. And we know Coach Tomlin is certainly not going to do that. So,
not to be disrespectful to Andy, but he's an LA native, so it actually would even make sense for him in terms of going home.
Yeah,
in this for that. But I wouldn't put him in that position either. He's one of those on that NFL level now. He's been there anyway. But once you win a Super Bowl, how that shit changes then. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
basically written in stone.
It changes your certification status a little bit. If you was already certified, it just upgraded you to a platinum level.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Free Deshaun Watson. The latest, again, we talked about this last week. Vic, if you remember correctly, I am convinced this deal is going to happen. Now we are about 6 days away from the trade deadline, something like that. So it's going to be middle of next week. A lot can happen in that time frame. From what I understand from the situation, I don't need to throw all the details and all the information because it can be a little overwhelming. So, as always, we're going to stick to the fundamentals. The fundamentals is the basic things you need to know is the bottom line. There is a deal that is in place. From what I understood, the ultimate holder is that the Dolphins, more specifically the owner, Stephen Ross, he wants some sort of clarity from the legal side and from the NFL side on what exactly is going to transpire with Deshaun Watson moving forward before the trigger gets pulled. So Vic, Jay, we are at this point now where we said months ago, once we found out that the Texans have budged, that there's a minor crack and now we will not trade him armor. It was only a matter of time before we got to this point right here. And here we are. At the end of the day, the NFL is a bottom line business, is it not?
Yes.
Always.
Roger Goodell, as we saw from the Washington investigation, we will probably talk about on Sunday. Roger Goodell works for 32 bosses. Doesn't matter what the law says, what the legal say, what's right, what's not right. What those 32 guys want, Roger Goodell will follow because they write his check. And it's a pretty healthy check, Chief.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm counting his pocket. That chump make like 40+ million a year. I'm hating on that cat, man.
And his growth. Yeah, his number grows with the cat. Like, what kind of shit is that? His number grows with the cat.
He's the most overpaid person in the league. That's it's just, bro. We talking about Kirk Cousins. He is paid. He is.
No.
Listen, anyway.
Curtis Jr. on that level.
Yeah.
When you talk about
between him and the superintendents of New York City, they are some overpaid people. Yo, superintendents for the education system get paid. Paid.
Boy.
And I was like,
especially in large metropolitan markets like where you at.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Anyway, I'll try.
Leave it to Vic, yo. No, not at all. I ultimately think, Vic, I'm gonna toss it to you. I ultimately think this is gonna happen. Deshaun Watson will be a Dolphin. I don't think he will play this year for anybody, but it's not a situation like a running back. I think for a quarterback is a little different. It's been a while since he's played, but I think he's gonna come out on some allow me to reintroduce myself type of energy. And I still think this is gonna happen, and I still think he's gonna end up in Miami, and we're not gonna be mad at what Miami gave up. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, I mean, so just my question is, I guess the NFL confirmed that he's not going to be put in the exempt list until there is a, the law or whatever takes over, because I me being partly a Cowboy fan back in my time, I'm still following some of those guys on Twitter. And so on some notifications pop up, some Cowboy fans are unhappy because Zeke got suspended for his situation, but they're like, so what's gonna happen with Deshaun? So
simple.
That's when things get sensitive and stuff.
It's simple.
Like
what's the difference? The league knows the Texans aren't going to activate him. That's the difference. That's a major difference. Once he goes to Miami, and Miami says Deshaun Watson will be active for this game, the NFL, legal or no legal, will be forced to make a decision. And I think that's where Stephen Ross wants to know, yo, once I pull this trigger and I say, hey, he's playing this Sunday, or at least he's going to be in the active lineup this Sunday, what are you going to do? And that's what Stephen Ross wants to know. From the legal side, I don't think Deshaun will face any criminal charges. I don't see it. I just don't believe it. All right. Again, I am not here to speak on the situation, what he has done, what he hasn't done, or any of that. All I know is what took place is as normal as apple pie on July 4th, Chief. Anyways, we just being real with it. We just being and see, here's the problem: is Les showing up right now. And if y'all thought we get uncomfortable in these conversations with what we say, Lord, if he wants to truly express his opinion, all right.
Thankfully he can't, because he's coach.
Yeah, I know. But he in the background. Shout out to you, Les. Oh, there he is. There he is. So what's going on, Les?
Nothing much, man. I just wanted to come in and say hello and have a lovely conversation and with my friend. That's all.
I mean,
I don't get a chance to hop on Views and give my view from the 22.
Okay.
So I mean, we talked about Mike Tomlin and we talked about Deshaun Watson. Is there anything that you would like to talk about when it comes to those two matters?
I think Mike Tomlin deserves his respect. Period. All coaches go through rough times, and this is the time. We've never seen Mike Tomlin fall off, have we?
We have yet to.
We've never seen Mike Tomlin fall off. I mean, he's playing it. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is 76 years old. I mean, and Ben is go hard.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like Ben leaves it all out there on the field. For as long since 2004, since he's been playing. So, like, I mean, that's tough. Your franchise QB he's not who he was. And, they a lot of roster turnover, Le'Veon, AB, big part of the success. I mean, they got to retool. But, Mike Tomlin deserves respect. And as far as Deshaun Watson, free Deshaun, man. Mm-hmm. Free Deshaun, man. Get him out of Houston.
Amen to that.
That's run its course, man. Get him out of there. But Mike Tomlin deserves his respect. At the end of the day, respect him like you respect Belichick. We seen Belichick have a bad year.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, nobody said Belichick was going to Ohio State.
No.
Nobody said Belichick.
Damn sure.
Nobody asked Belichick, was he going to USC?
Yeah.
So why we asking Mike Tomlin?
Right.
Or if he was going to go back and coach at Navy.
Yeah, nobody asked him that. So, respect Tomlin. He's one of the best coaches that we've had in the last decade.
Easily in the last 20 years. In the last 20 years.
Yeah, just please respect my guy, man. Please,
no doubt.
Tomlin. Much respect to him.
Back to the Deshaun thing though. That's where we're at. And again, I don't think he's gonna face any criminal matters, but I think Stephen Ross does want to see some sort of settlement from the civil standpoint. And honestly, if I'm Deshaun Watson, forget what the people say, man. I got money. I'm only gonna make more money. A wise man once told me, if money is a problem, there is an easy solution. So if that's all it needs for this thing to go away and for Deshaun Watson to get back to the football field, by all means, go for it. If it costs you 15 million, 20 million, whatever it costs you, nobody is going to say it's an admission of guilt, except for people who want to be judgmental when really we should all focus on ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror before we judge others. You know what I'm saying, fellas? I'm just saying, brother. Hey, walk a mile in another man's shoes. It's not as comfortable at the end of the day. So, any remarks here before we move on to the next part of the show and then talk about this game?
Get that man out of there, man. I mean, fresh start. I mean, I think everybody in that organization that was like a key cornerstone and pivotal piece needed a fresh start anyway. That's why they got a few. That's why they got Hop out of there.
Right.
We saw JJ at the end of the season pretty much. Hey, yo, dog, I appreciate everything, that you did for, that we did while we was here slapping fives and the whole deal. And Ford just got held up, but it's time, and like we said, we might not see him in 2021. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's good from the standpoint of he can get back in the lab and get his mind back strictly on football. If that's what everything allows itself to be, I'm cool with it. Just want to get him back out there if it's all good.
So we have been talking about it all day on the social medias. If you haven't heard the scene, we are indeed doing our first major giveaway. It's gonna be one of plenty. Is the first one. We might do multiple of this one. Hey man,
I could have gave you the drum roll. You don't have the soundboard.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
I mean, we sort of, but we didn't have time to really queue up either, though. So go ahead, just roll. We'll catch it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my board together, though.
Listen.
You all.
First of all, shout out to the brother Myron Jenkins, Fadeaway Perfect. Shout out to his first lady, Marquita Williams. They are the ones who set this all up. They are the ones who got this to happen. So on Sunday, MJ will give you the logistical details of this giveaway. However, for the time being, we here are just going to give you the announcement of what it is, where it is, and how to win. What it is, what is it? Jay, you got the drum roll ready?
See, now I'm slipping.
Oh, see, that's why I started going with this whole pre-soliloquy. See,
I'm slipping.
Yo,
my
screen is black right now at the moment.
Soliloquy.
Pre-soliloquy.
He makes up his own words, Les.
Of course.
Logistically.
Okay, here we go.
What it is a trip. Where it is a trip to the city of sin, baby. Las Vegas. Jay, tell the folks about the contest and how they can win.
Well, I thought MJ was going to do that, but I can do my best on it. Ain't no thing.
Well, just tell them how they going to win.
Oh, well, basically
how they can win.
You got to listen to Views and Dues on Sunday.
That's right.
That's step one. You got to listen. I got to break it down like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes here for you. Listen to watch the Views and Dues program right here on the Sports Culture and Entertainment Network, Sunday morning, 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 Central Time. The Yelzenberg Myron Jenkins, he's going to give you the key phrase that pays. You lock in and you comment the key phrase that pays. And what are we doing after that? Oh yeah, you must like, share, and subscribe to the culture.
That's right.
To be a part of this.
That's right.
How we get down. We like, share, subscribe. That's how we roll over here, Chief.
Indeed, bro.
MJ gonna fill out the rest of it. We gonna run this back through tomorrow. You can run this show back tomorrow. Somebody probably gonna drop a video tomorrow, tell you, hey, like, share, and subscribe, so you can get your ass to Vegas. For real. All you got to do is just pay for your way to get there, but to the accommodations that you got, they play, Chief. So that's just what
again,
it is, man.
You do got to pay for the ticket, but there's a lot that's going to be involved in it. And trust me when I tell you, it's going to be worth the ticket, more than worth the ticket. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube page. Make sure you are liking us on Instagram, the.scene. We are on Twitter, scene_the. You got to be following us on one of those platforms And definitely be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Tune in on Sunday, Views and Views every Sunday, 11:15 Eastern. We're going to go at a special time, 11:15 Eastern. We're going to have the full crew. MJ's going to give you the details. He's going to give you the keyword. You're going to listen to the show. When we say the keyword, type it in the comment section, and you are just about on your way to Vegas.
You better treat that keyword like they used to treat the word of the day on Pee Wee's Playhouse.
That's right.
You say the word of the day, everybody just go crazy. That's what you better do with that keyword. I'm trying to tell you.
That's right.
Trying to get to Vegas. I don't even shoot dice, but I go shoot dice in Vegas. I don't want to see Tom Jones, but I go there and act like Carlton.
Les, Vic, anything y'all want to add to this to the people before we jump into this pregame?
Oh man, sounds fun. Just like I said in the beginning, we're growing, we're getting bigger, and we got a lot of support. So
yes, sir.
Thank God for that.
Yes, sir. Coach.
Hey man, the scene. Everybody watch out. Like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So we got an NFC showdown tonight, man. We got the undefeated Arizona Cardinals hosting the one-loss Green Bay Packers. Devontae Adams is missing from this game, but I don't think that should diminish from the excitement for this game. I think Aaron Rodgers is still that dude, and despite who he may or may not have, I still think this offense has enough to beat just about anybody. But where they have the two most important things they have that are going to be needed in this game, in my humble opinion, and we'll talk about this a little more, the slot game on the offense and the overall defense. I think the defense for the Packers are the reason they can and might win this game. Over under is 50.5. The Packers are 6-point underdogs. Kyler Murray is making a campaign for the MVP. Vic, hit us with the injury report, sir.
Yeah, so like Mo alluded to, we got Alan Lazard as well is going to join Devontae Adams on that COVID list. That's basically Rodgers, two of his top weapons there. There's probably no better connection between Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams in the NFL. I mean, them dudes have been playing forever together. You got Adams, who caught his first touchdown was Rodgers' 200th touchdown, and he also caught Rodgers' 400th touchdown. So I mean, that's some longevity right there between those two guys. Tremendous connection. But also Alan Lazard, but Qatari was apparently they were thinking of activating him for this game, but they're just gonna leave it for the next game. And they also have their tackle Dennis Kelly is not available. Jalen Smith will not be available for this game, who they just acquired from Dallas. Cornerback Kevin King and safety Vernon Scott. For the Cardinals, you have Andy Isabella will be out, Max Garcia, the guard, and J.J. Watt, who unfortunately just suffered another injury. He's been going through a lot of upper body injuries. I mean, just to talk a little bit about him, man, that dude has been a legend in this game. This is a football team that is possibly can threaten for a Super Bowl, and it would have been nice to see him in there. It's just unfortunate that his upper body has just been kind of giving out on him. So I mean, that's part of the inactive list for today's game.
I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna just let you freestyle on this. We're gonna jump out of here in about 5 minutes.
Man, you won't get heavyweight title fights like this on Thursday nights often, huh?
No.
And the schedule just don't kind of really work itself. The last time I really remember one where we had one where it was a good, hard-hitting physical football game. That was the year that the Eagles won, and they played Carolina on a Thursday night. It was early, though. It was like around week 5, week 6.
I remember that game.
And it was a damn good football game. It was good, hard-hitting. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that's what we're going to get tonight. Something on that level. I'm looking at over under 50. If it's going to be over under on 50, it's going to be some real sore dudes tomorrow to go there 28, 20, 24 type score that I'm predicting going with Arizona, mainly because they're at the crib. This thing can really go rock either way, man. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I'm breaking bedtime to stay up for it, baby.
Yeah. I hear you. Listen, I mean, I think when you look at this game, first of all, NFL, just so y'all know, things are slowing down here a little bit for me, even though we are gearing up for the busiest time of the year. It seems like I'm gonna have a little more free time coming up here. So just so y'all know, if you ever seen the Shawshank Redemption, I am about to give y'all that type of energy. I am going to write an email a day. If I got to write 2 emails a day, I'm going to write 2 emails a day. Fix the mother bleeping Game Pass. Okay. We pay for this service. We've been paying for this service. People like me and Vic and Germ, but me and Vic got a little different intimate relationship with the film. Let's just be real. When it comes to this film, it is just, we have become so accustomed to just watching the tape. We don't listen to the media. We don't check the stats. We don't look for nothing. We have our own checklist. We write down our own stuff. We got pens, pencils, markers, sharpeners, you name it. Okay, we got it all when we in the lab, and that has all been taken from us. It feels like they are trying to forcibly take us back into the matrix, but we already took the red pill, son, or was it the blue pill? See, now I'm confused. That's how you know it's a propaganda going on. Because we only want to offer them the truth, Jay. That's it. And the truth of the matter is, it's hard to really give you the truth unless you sitting there and you watching the All 22, you watching the clips, you watching just the defense, you watching just third down. And it has been very hard to analyze the Arizona Cardinals because they are winning games on Sunday, but it does not necessarily mean that they are this undefeated phenom that they seem to be. At least that's just my opinion looking at the surface. Mm-hmm. I would like to dive into it a little more. I would like to see what those trenches really look like. I would like to see just how impactful J.J. Watt's absence will really be. I know he was still impactful. I know he was still disruptive. I know he was still getting double teamed, but I gotta see just how real his presence was, because now without JJ, you need Dexter Lawrence and the rest of the guys on the inside to step up, or else Chandler Jones is going to get all the attention. And now all of a sudden, this secondary that everybody's raving about isn't going to be flying so high, you know? So all that's happening right now is their cards have been dealt right. But they about to get go ahead.
It's just, I just want to piggyback off the severity of the film that is for the culture in general, for all of us, for Views from the 22, 94 Feet of Life, even with Stoppage Time FC, because just the way that the thing spins, and as well as with the dish, it's all about angles. Seeing the angles, seeing how things really develop and mature and come, and manifest and come into the fold. We're students of the game. That's where we differ from just regular talking heads and people that's just saying whatever narrative to pop a reaction or whatnot. Okay, we know whether the narratives guys weight just based off of what we see in the lab. Strictly based off of the lab.
Speak on it, Jay.
That's the thing that I think a lot of people don't really catch and don't really understand in regards to that. And so when we get the challenges, we accept the challenges because we know that if we lay back out that same challenge, we can present it to you on film. We can present the reason why this happened. We can take the statistics and correlate it and put it with the film. Boom. This is why this comes about this way. This ain't about hating no players. This ain't about being unbiased or biased. Any of that. Yeah, we can say a whole lot of shit to troll people. We really can. You know why we can? Because we're unbiased with our lab work. That's why. We know how to play the angles with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about us being right or wrong. We're going to learn regardless. That's the thing that a lot of people, it goes over a lot of people's head. I had to set that one straight for the culture because we get a lot of chirping, a lot of chatter. And I want to know people, that's watching. Let me give it to you straight from the horse. Get your ass in the lab and watch the film, and you'll find out exactly what we're talking about. It ain't no threat. It's just real.
It's just real. It's absolutely real. because you're gonna bring that bow tie flow. Go ahead, Vic.
I mean, y'all covered it well, man. You know, my frustrations. I feel like my part of my life has been taken away from me. Okay, until they fix this thing. So you know, there's still some available. It's still there. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit spotty. It's a little bit, you know, unplayable at times. But you know, I'm just keep going forward, try to provide, you know, what I like to do best to the culture and what we're doing here, because this is getting big, and we hope, you know, everybody comes for the ride with us. As far as today's game, Mo, I mean, you know, the two top targets, like I said, for Aaron is gone, but that running game is still very serious. Very strong running game with AJ Dillon and
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, escaping my mind right now, but one of the best pass catching backs in the NFL. So Rodgers will definitely be able to use him. This is still a tough game, but I think that the Cardinals will still be able to pull this one off, especially being at home.
Okay, Jay.
Man, the Cardinals at the crib, man. You know what? They've had a couple of classics out there in the last couple of years. So did Larry Fitzgerald beat them off a couple of long runs and scores at OT?
Yeah.
Just stuff that I'm just remember. Just one of them was a playoff game. The other one I think was like a Thursday night game or Sunday game where they just went. It was one of those classics, instant type classics. Give me another one tonight. 26-27 Arizona.
Listen,
27-26, my fault.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I think Randall Cobb will have about 9 catches for 89 yards. Okay, or 13 catches for 102 yards. It's gonna be something. I'm dead serious. That's like, what it's gonna be.
Like Demaryius Thomas in the Super Bowl against Seattle.
Yes. Although his catches are gonna be a little more meaningful than Demaryius. And number 2, I think Aaron Jones is in for a game where he has over 130 yards from scrimmage. I think the slot is where Green Bay needs to attack on offense. And they need to run the ball, Bert. But you got to move the ball through the air, especially when you got that bad man. In order for everything for them to come full circle tonight offensively, I think they need to utilize the hell out of that slot matchup. Number 2, Green Bay has what they need in order to contain this offense. They just do. They simply do. Now, maybe they might not be at full strength, and that might be a reason why Arizona could edge this game out. But I still think Green Bay fundamentally and philosophically has the right things they need to stop this Arizona defense. I think you got to force Kyler to make throws against man coverage. I really believe that. But the number one thing is contain the rush. A lot of these games, they are winning because pass rushers are not staying disciplined. You want to look at disciplined pass rush, look at Tennessee versus Kansas City this past Sunday. That is textbook definition of disciplined pass rush. Shout out to Harold Landry, who was Exhibit A. I think that's what we need from Green Bay tonight, and I think they will win because they will do enough, and ultimately, Bootleg 12 will have the ball in his hand. And Bootleg 12 is still 4K quality, okay? Just get that straight. Give me Green Bay 20-18, not because of necessarily a defensive struggle, more of a fast-paced game where that clock is going to constantly run. That's my score. That's my prediction. J Ham, Vic Jr., Mo Schefter, Vegas, baby. We going. Follow us on Instagram, the.scene, on Twitter, scene_the. Make sure you got us on Facebook and all the groups. Views from the 22. We will see you Sunday, 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 Central, 9:15 Mountain, 8:15 Pacific. 6 o'clock somewhere. I don't know where. I can't.
I thought you was gonna cover all of them.
Vegas, make sure you are there Sunday. Make sure you stay tuned. All the promos, the keyword will be in there. We'll catch y'all later. Enjoy the games. Take us home, Vic.
22.